But a goal there for that particular team. They welcome me on the show, 360 Sport on Trust TV. Adeni G Shafe. Well, it's always good to promote the NPFL, our own league, and it's getting better every match day. Match day 8 completed on Monday evening across Nigeria. Matches were played, 4 matches actually took place on Monday, and we'll be looking at the results and also the activities that have to do with the table comprehensively and what's happening concerning all these participating. Well, for Rivers United, they are back to the top because they were able to win their game because of that goal that we actually scored, and they really make it happen there. Let's start with the first story. NPFL match day 8. Rivers United pick win against Niger Tornadoes, the top league table. They are so happy for being able to do this, and they are yet to lose any match this season after playing 8 matches in the Nigerian Premier Football League for this season, and it's going well for Finidi George and his team. For the fact that they've been able to do it alongside El Kanemi, too, are yet to lose. But for winnings, Rivers United seem to stand top now. They are back to the top of the table, being able to do it. And you look at the fact that Finidi George seems to be getting his groove really well with the team from Rivers State. Let's look at the results of matches that actually completed match day 8 of the NPFL. Ikorodu City defeated Lobby Stars 4-2. 6-goal thriller there in favor of the Oga Boys, as they call them. Aqua United nil, Rangers International nil. They shared this point between Rangers and Aqua United in Uyo. Niger Tornadoes, they were picked by Rivers United as they won that game 1-0. Courtesy of Seyafra Jackson, who scored for them in the 47th minute. And you look at Ikorodu City, the scorers, you have Salah Yusuf, Emmanuel Solomon Alade, you have Rivio and Yewere, while Ifian Assurance could not assure them enough goals. He scored 2, but that wasn't enough for Lobby Stars to lose against Ikorodu City. What's happening to Daniel Amokachi's team? 3 matches he has played, he has not won anyone, although it's, according to him, time will tell, he's really building a good team. Shooting side of Ibadan also, Pip Katsina United, they were able to win that particular game. Courtesy of Mustafa Agba, who scored for them in the 67th minute to get them 3 points at stake. For Aqua United and Rangers, it was a share of sport because they actually have 1 point each from the games they played yesterday. Looking at the way the table is, you see that Rivers and they are back to the top just overnight. On Monday night, it was Raymond that was topping, rather on Sunday night, but on Monday night to right now, it's now Rivers United who are back to the top. It's been kind of toughy for the two teams, Rivers United and Raymond Stars, trying to see how they will, who will stay strong to be at the top of the affairs of the NPFL. From the way it is right now, El Kanemi are yet to lose, Rivers United are yet to lose, and you look at NPFL, we have a summary of it, but actually looking at the table, you look at Rivers United after playing 8 matches, they have 9 on goal difference and 20 points so far. Raymond Stars with 18, Enyimba International with 14, and you have Sunshine Stars after they were able to do well against Nasarawa United. The clip you just saw depicts their performance against Nasarawa United, who came visiting. They have 13 points, while El Kanemi Warriors down to Abia Warriors from 5th to 10th, they have 11 points apiece, while a lot of goal difference standing for El Kanemi Warriors there. Well, just 2 ahead of others, and you have Niger Tornadoes having 10 points, Kwara United, Nasarawa United in the middle of the pack, Bende Insurance and Shooting Star of Ibadan, who actually won their game against Katsina United. Bayelsa, led by Ladan Boso, they are standing 16 with 9 points from 8 matches. Ikorodu City, newcomers in the NPFL, are now 17 on the log, welcoming them to the NPFL. Aqua United, Heartland, and Lobby Stars. Funny enough, Heartland is coached by ex-Super Eagles star, that's talking about Amuneke there, while Lobby Star, Dibul, Amokachi also is down the log table there. What the league this season is getting more interesting so far on match day 8. It's a marathon, 30 more matches to play, and who knows who will win this league. It's still too open or too early to call. Well, let's look at the summary of match day 8. While we talk about the NPFL match day 8, what happened, how many goals were scored during the match day 8? You have 18 goals were actually scored, 1 away win, that's Rivers United. You look at home wins, 7 home wins, 2 draws, while the home wins actually won 7. You have 1 away win, 2 draws. Rivers United, El Kanemi Warriors unbeaten after a away win against Tornadoes. You have Shooting Stars back to winning ways. Ikorodu City continued impressive form with another home win, while Lobby Stars struggle continues as Amokachi search for first win. Well, joining us this hour, we have gentlemen from Oshobo and also from Kaduna. Ahmad Emmanuel is with us, and we also have Joseph Peter. Ahmad Emmanuel, let's start with you quickly. You just gave an overview of the MPFA match day 8. 4 matches played on Monday. Lobby Stars should get size, really, because they are yet to actually get the size of any win.
Well, it's getting more interesting, I must say. The league this season started like a house on fire. And it tells you that, yes, something has actually gone down in terms of, management, preparation, and of course, the charges to all of the teams to brace up, And interestingly, we're having some big names right now in the Nigeria Premier Football League. It tells you that in no distant time, we're going to have a whole lot of, other bigger world in terms of football, showing keen interest in our league, Having said that much, yes, some very tricky, interesting, result if you ask me. And one funny thing again is that we'll now have an ex-internationals taking charge domestically, try to handle some teams, Some started with the teams, some joined along the line. A clear example is Dan the Bull Mokachi. Like you rightly stated, it's not looking rosy for him since he took over, a Lobby Stars. But however, we think that it's going to take a little bit of time. But then, and again, if something is not done really quick, it might not really get that easy for them, because at the end of the season, a lot of people will not think or probably consider the fact that maybe he joined midway or somehow, maybe after a few matches, being played, and then they will probably lay all the blames on him. Having said that much, it is not the same story with Ikorodu City, because after they let go their coach, the former coach, I should say, it's been a very turnaround story for them. They've had it very good, They came back stronger and better, and of course, they've won 2 straight matches right now, squarely. And their fans right now are not believing that, the promotion to the Nigerian Premier Football League wasn't a fluke. And they can also hold their own. Even if they cannot maybe attain that top position that probably a lot of people will be thinking about, they can stay and maintain the status of the elite league. It's getting more interesting overall. However, for Heartland, Emmanuel Ahmenek here, well, I'm afraid he's been pleading for time. But what happened last season to Heartland? I hope it won't happen again. Remember, they got to this league by the virtue of securing a slot, not that they actually merited it. So I think something is wrong with that team, and they need to look deep and recruit quality players if they want to have it good. Maybe just before the mid-season, they should begin to look out for maybe some very quality players that can, strengthen that team. Otherwise, the story will remain the same. By and large, the Nigeria Premier Football League is gaining very, very good attention and momentum. And of course, we have some ex-internationals right now also coming in to take charge. We have some very good active players. Ahmed Musa, a good example. Shehu Abdullahi now coming in to spice up the league, and a lot of people are beginning to show interest, and of course are following the league, very well. So it's a good one, if you ask me.
Okay, good one for the match day 8. I'm just looking at it. Had the final games played on Monday evening. Well, let's go to the man. Let me add some spice to it. The shoe way gets size. What happened to your team, Lobby man?
Oh man, it's just so bonkers. It's so wild up there in Lobby. I don't know what is wrong. I don't know. I believe, personally, I think it's the recruitment that just didn't gel. I think it's the recruitment. I'll just leave it at recruitment. And then it's not so much about being an ex-international, for you to come and coach. There are levels to this thing. You have to know how to coach. For you to have played football before does not guarantee that when you are given that group to manage, you will do well in it. This is what has been proven so far in the Nigerian Premier League. Amonike is not doing well. Daniel Amokachi has not done well so far, looking for the first win since the league took over. So, it's just not so happening for Lobby Stars right now. But I'll still support them anyway. I come from there, so I have no choice but to support them. But man, it's not going down well for them. And I think it's the recruitment. I will just blame it on recruitment and leave it at that. For me, let them they just have to get, they have to kind of maybe refresh the team when the season goes midway. maybe they need to, recruit better players. I think just like my colleague is admonishing Heartland to do. I really think it's all about the squad, and maybe if that doesn't work out, then they should start thinking about changing the coach. Even though he is Daniel Amokati, yes, but if it's not working, then it's not working. I'm sure that at the end of the season, if Lobby Stars win the league, Daniel Amokati, he happens to be the one to coach them, they would support him. But if they go down, relegated, nobody would care whether he was an ex-international, whatever he has done for the Super Eagles. All that won't matter at that time. I think he would take the full blame, and the management wouldn't want that to happen. So I think he has little time. This is club football, this is not national team football now. You are basically giving a couple of matches for you to do well, and if you don't do well, you get out, no matter who you are, ex-international or not. So I think he is in that stage now. And I'm very, very concerned and interested to see what will happen in the next 1 or 2 games. Would they leave him, if they don't take any points, would they leave him to be in charge just because he's Daniel Amokati, or they'll sack him? Who knows? They will just watch and see which Lobby starts the best, but it's not really happening for them right now.
Seriously, it's not really going well with some of these teams that are being coached by ex-international. But for Rivers United, it's a roller coaster for the man. Finidi George, after what happened between him and Super Eagles, he's getting so well since he moved to Rivers United, being able to come back and at least top the table after Remo Star was actually holding sway for like day 5 before they took over. They went back again, and now they are back to the top of the Premier League. Well, it shows that at times it might not just go the way you plan, and at times you actually favor you. For Rivers United, well, they continue to sing the same song. For the likes of Lobby Stars, not forgetting Heartland, and Munike is also there. Well, Boso, Bayelsa United is really getting more interesting. Ogumbote and all of them, all the coaches, trying to see how they stay top in the MPFL. We're looking at the match day 8. At least they completed the entire matches for match day 8 on Monday evening across Nigeria. We saw 18 goals scored there, 7 home win, and you have 1 away win, courtesy of Rivers United. You have only 1 draw. It was a fantastic performance. Rivers United still, they are yet to be beaten, and you have Academy 2 are yet to be defeated this season. They are still holding that. No matter what happens, they want to be among the big boys, and it's getting more interesting because right now, if you check the table, you look at the teams that you don't even expect to be at the bottom are the one there. The likes of Aqua United, if you look at MPFL, they are among the big boys, but really, they are down the log. Ikorodu City are newcomers, so that's can be taken from them. Bayelsa United, Heartland, Lobby Stars in that order. Rangers International, well, they are defending champion. What's happening to the Flying Antelope? Fidelis Electrical needs to actually get his antics together, and you have Remo Stars second on the log behind Rivers United. It has been like a rotation between the two for the past 2 matches. Let's see what happens. Maybe the separation between the men and the boys will be done very soon. Giving you updates concerning the MPFL there after match day 8 was actually taken. Still on MPFL, let's talk about a player. Just like Ahmad said, that Ahmed Musa and Shehu Abdullahi came back to play for Kano Pillars. We have another ex-Super Eagle star, Brownie Day. According to Finidi George, let's look at that story. MPFL, Finidi George gives updates on former Super Eagles Ideye joining Rivers United. Rivers United has been the team that he wants to join after at least he started his career from Bayelsa United, Ocean Boys, before he traveled abroad to play for so many clubs, and now he's back to Nigeria, and it seems Ideye with Rivers United could work out, according to Finidi George. Joseph Peter, that would be a nice one to have another ex-international with Rivers United. It seems that this season we are having a lot of Eagles coming back, either you have as a coach or as a player.
And you know what's beautiful about it? The beautiful thing about it is that it kind of makes the league more competitive. The league becomes more competitive. Look at what Ahmed Musa went and did at the Cathedral. Performances like that, you don't often see them in the Nigerian Premier League, where, a particular player will carry the whole team throughout the game and does it constantly. Like, there's consistency in what Ahmed Musa is doing. Let's not forget about Shehu. Shehu Abdullahi has been contributing his own immense, portion when it comes to the position of Kano Pillars right now. They are doing real good. They are coming off the log, unlike where they've been at the beginning of the season. So, the inclusion of all these ex-internationals is really, really good for the league. Besides, that is the normal practice all over the world. It's just that our league has not been so good. That is why our ex-players do not usually want to come back. But for Ahmed Musa and Shehu Abdullahi to have laid down this example Now, Brown Ideye is in the making, about to join. It's a good thing. It kind of, adds a bit of touch to the league, and it increases the standard of the league and makes us more competitive, so that we will be able to perform when it comes to intercontinental competition. That's my worry. That's where my worry is, because the league has been down. The league has been below par so far. That's why when our teams travel out there to the North African countries, they are not able to beat any points, not even a draw. Why? Because the performance is not as good. And now, another thing that has kind of improved, apart from the inclusion of this ex-international, is the fact that the officiating has now become better. This is what we've been crying for a long time now, and that has happened. So if all these ex-internationals are coming in, it's definitely going to be on an upward trajectory. The reason is because more ex-internationals want to come in, and then more competition would enter into the league, and more better performance would be the result and outcome of our league. So it's really a welcome development. I hope that they get Ty Brown down. I heard that he's 36 right now, and I don't know what he'll be able to bring to the table, but I'm sure the fact that he has returned and is about to join Rivers United is a thing on its own. It kind of boost morals of other players who may have the thought of it, encourage them and make them want to come back home also to represent their various local clubs.
Well, seriously, it's going to be a big one there, because having ex-international coming back to our league, well, from the way it is, Ahmad Emmanuel, you just heard what he said concerning making the league more competitive. And truly, it's getting more competitive, either in the technical side, how the coaches have been finding it difficult. I'm talking about Muneke, I'm talking about Mokachi, despite the experience they've got so far in football. And then you look at it in the players section, where Ahmed Musa and Shehu Abdullahi are right now also in Candopilas Kitty. And now we are having former Ocean Boys player, talking about Brown Ideye, coming to play with Rivers United. That's a big plus for our league. It shows that something is getting better, right?
Definitely, most definitely. It used to be, this kind of fear, there used to be this kind of fear that how would players probably who have applied their trades in Europe, in some top countries, come back to the country, Nigeria, where you have a whole lot of challenges, in terms of mobility, in terms of security, just name it. At the point in time, I remember Alpha Bosa came back. He didn't stay too long. He returned to Europe. And there were a lot of stories then where I just didn't say anything. I was, mute, regarding those stories that, a lot of people were saying maybe he could not cope. Maybe the intensity of the game in Nigeria is beyond his standard and all that. But then he knew exactly what he wanted to do. Came back, I think, tried to do some on-the-ground findings and tried to take it up from there. And trust me, when this story broke that, Musa might join, Candopilas, and alongside Shehu Abdullahi is a 5-5-6, as people will say. A lot of people were still a little bit skeptical that maybe that will happen. But trust me, we saw what he did just from the first game that he had with, Candopilas. What I'm trying to say in essence is that, it's a different ball game now. The system has actually changed. Like my colleague said, a whole lot of work has been put in place. And trust me, it's not looking very promising, and it can only get better, in terms of the facilities, the standard of play. At the point in time, there were a couple of stadia that was actually approved, for matches to be beamed, you can't just present any stadium right now to the board to say you want to play there as your home ground. There are a lot of, conditions that you need to meet before that will be approved. And I think it's the right way to go. And trust me, we can build on that. Also, types of officiating, yes. And the referees over the years, we knew what has happened. We knew how, fans will encroach the pitch and, got the referee beaten, stadium facilities destroyed, and the match will be ended abruptly. And all you will be hearing is that maybe 3 points will be deducted and all that. No, the story has changed now, because let's not, shy away from the truth. Whatever happens that led to maybe the fans encroaching the pitch, trust me, there is always this element of bad officiating, and that I think has been, taken care of at a point in time. Musa, Shehu Abdullahi, and now Brown Ideye, it's going to be a big one. And trust me, there will be more players that will come back home and play. I remember the last AFCON qualifiers, you in one of the interviews, like a kind of gist session, Iwobi and other players were interested too. I mean, it tells you that they can come back home someday and play in the league, So imagine JJ Okocha when he left Europe coming back, play for the Nigerian and any of the Nigerian team in the league. Imagine Nwankwo Kanu playing for Nigerian league before they actually call it quit. I mean, it will add a lot of plus to our league. A lot of people have been yearning to meet these guys, to even see them play. Maybe they do not have that opportunity, but this time around, they're coming to your own backyard. You can even take photographs with them. It's a morale booster, for all of the fans and followers of the Nigerian league. And trust me, we love it, and we want to this standard to continue. Trust me. For me personally, I think kudos must be given to the board currently taking charge of our league right now. Kudos to them. Trust me.
Seriously, kudos to the MPFA organizers. They are doing a wonderful job trying to see how they can promote our league. Is getting better. Ex-international coming back to play as players or coach. At least it really is getting more attractive for them to be able to come back, officiating, getting better. And before you know it, all the brouhaha concerning CAF not having our referees there will be over soon. We've seen what the NFF they've done concerning the referees getting all the necessary technical understanding or what is happening concerning officiating across the globe. They just have to follow the trend, and it's getting better both for the men and for the women. And really, we just have to appreciate what they are doing. And for MPFL, well, it's going to get there. Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say. We know that very soon we'll get to that level where it used to be in the 80s, 90s, where a lot of people come to the stadium to watch their darling teams and also don their jerseys to see how they promote them. The way you follow Arsenal and Chelsea over there in England or Real Madrid in Spain, very soon we're going to see people wearing Lobby Star jersey, Eyimba International, Rangers International, and be so proud of it because our league is really getting better. Kudos to the organizers of the MPFL. We've been talking concerning MPFL Match Day 8 and also diving into Nigeria Ex-International coming to play and also coach the teams in the Nigerian Premier Football League. Let's go continental now. As we talk about CAF elections that will be coming up in 2025, well, the man at the end of affairs over there at CAF, his name is Patrice Motsepe, the South African billionaire right now, is going for another term. And as we have it, we know that some are really ready to support him for the second term. Why a particular region is opting out? What are you expecting? Well, let's look at this story. CAF elections, Motsepe is set to retain presidential seat. After the 7 that we have, he's having about 5 or thereabout actually supporting him already. Well, let's look at it. CAF elections that is coming up in 2025. As we speak right now, they are all over there in Egypt, Cairo, where they are having the 46th edition of the General Assembly taking place there. But let's look at the CAF General Election 2025 update, where Egypt, Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria, and Libya have refused to endorse CAF President Patrice Motsepe second term bid as CAF President after CAF Regional General Meeting. Egypt's Hani Abu Rida and Fawzi Leger from Morocco have been discussed about internally to challenge Motsepe for the topmost seat at CAF President. Well, the membership of UNAF, Algeria, Egypt, Libya, Morocco, and Tunisia. Well, those are the countries that are saying no, they don't want him for the second term. But other regions like Safa, Wafu A and B, Kosafa, and Unifac all back the South African business mogul. To let you know, he is the owner of that's talking about Mamelodi Sundowns, South Africa. But really, it's getting better for him because right now, 5 of the 6, he's gotten 5 supporting him. Well, let's turn to Ahmad Emmanuel. For Patrice Motsepe, so far with CAF, we can say it's been better. We remember what happened during Ahmad, your namesake, while he was the CAF president. But now we have another person, Patrice Motsepe, seeking for another term come 2025. And he's been supported by about 5 different blocks that has to do with CAF bodies now, except for UNAC. Algeria, Morocco, Egypt, Libya, Tunisia. Well, as expected, because they are citing that maybe it's not giving them the accolades they deserve or it's not giving them much listening ear. Let's have your view concerning this.
Well, it's an interesting story, developing what if you ask me, and I think, yes, sometimes when issues of positions come up like this, you don't expect everyone to, stand behind you or probably support you. And so that's why I won't be surprised but the North Africans are speaking in one voice and they want to go against Patrice Motsepe. He's from South Africa. But interestingly, I think they don't have that force to stop him, even if they choose to opt out or probably fight against him. If maybe, for example, they have few from other regions joining them, yes, then I will express a little bit of, fear for Patrice that maybe he might just lose out. But from the look of things, I think he's having more nods from the stronger hold, as you say. Now, let me also put it straight that, yeah, like you said, it's been a little bit better than what we used to have, after the former CAF president Ahmad Ahmad left. He's tried to correct some wrongs, and also improve the standard of football in Africa overall. Yeah, he is the man who owns the South African giants, if you ask me, Mamelodi Sundowns, who have also produced, top-notch national team players. And it's a plus for him in the sense that he has the experience in terms of football administrating running. And this time around, I think he has also tried to play his cards very well and ensure that he retained that seat. But then again, he should not betray those who actually trusted him. Maybe eventually, if he wins, he shouldn't betray the trust being given to him by those who actually are now supporting him. However, it's going to be a tough one because the North Africans, trust me, they will not leave any stone unturned. Algeria, Egypt, Libya, Morocco, Tunisia, if they speak unitedly and they want to go against him, he should not go and relax. He should fight very well because they can always take him by surprise, trust me. However, I also pity the North Africans. Should he eventually maybe win, there will be more problems for them. A clear example, I'm going to make a short reference. The recent one that happened between Nigeria and Libya. I mean, only God knows what will happen. The fate of the Libyans right now. On the ground, some unconfirmed story says they are probably trying to appeal, for fairness. I wouldn't know why any nation would do that. It's not a topic for discussion, but I'm just trying to make a reference to. If they are coming out bold right now to say, okay, we're against you, the man that will still decide their fate, then there's going to be more problems for them. Having said that much, we hope that Patrice will make the best of president and give us the best of, administrative running in terms of Africa football. We can do it. We can match the world standard in terms of, facilities, welfare, and of course, challenging the bigger world in terms of, competitions. Yeah, if he has that, charisma, the power, the zeal to connect Africa to, the Europeans, or probably the South Americans or Asians, and let's connect together in terms of football development, it's going to be a very good one. Also, you shouldn't forget that there's always, a kind of, how do I put it now, genesis for what will happen to every nation in terms of football development, especially in Africa. It should work more in funding grassroots football. It's going to speak well. School football, grassroots generally, to benefit from his, what's it called, plans or whatever it is. So we wish him the best. We hope that he won't disappoint. Like I said, it's a good one.
Okay, hearing that from Ahmad Emmanuel. Joseph Peter, you want to agree that Patrice Motsepe getting the support of about 5 blocks in the CAF ahead of the election coming up 2025? Just one, Uefa is going against him. It seems he has gotten it all if everything goes well. According to Ahmad Emmanuel, all this expectation from him right now is to do better than he actually met CAF. Even though we'll be hearing so many stories concerning that, but hopefully he will do better. But from your own side of this whole scenario concerning this election coming up, it seems the North Africans, they don't want to take it. They want their man there to see how they will favor themselves too.
It's very, very appalling. For me, I take this, if I were Motsepe, I would be angry. The reason why I would be angry is because if you look back, I don't have my facts right now, but if you look back a couple of years when he has been running CAF, the North Africans have won almost everything in club football. So what are they complaining about? What exactly are they complaining about? They have won almost everything when it comes to club football. And as I speak to you, as we sit here and talk about it, they are the superpowers when it comes to club football in the whole of Africa. So what is their problem? Since this guy came into power, things have improved. Yes, he has not been perfect. None of the CAF presidents that we've witnessed before have been perfect. But of course, he did a lot better than that Ahmed that was the previous one. So let's support him, encourage him as Africans that we are, so that he would do even better. But they are now marginalizing the whole thing. Since he's not from North Africa, let's all North Africans not support him. For what? They won the CAF Champions League, they won the CAF Confederations Cup, they won everything all the time. So I don't even understand why, this kind of, mentality is kind of, buried in Africa. If we have a guy, even if he comes from Sao Tome and Principe, support him. If he comes from, I don't care if he comes from Estonia, as long as he is making our, football better, then let him do it. It's all about, progress. All these kinds of, he's not from my region mentality, he's not this, he's not that. It's a retrogressive attitude towards, the things. You don't want that. Those are for people that do not want progress. So if I were Motsepe, I would be very, very angry with the North African, and I would ask them, let them go back and do their math and count, and count how many trophies they have won, their clubs have won, and come back to me, and then maybe we'll continue our discussion from there. But for now, I think they have lost already, because it has 5 regions supporting him. So they have lost. They are just 2. There's nothing they can do about it. He has done his groundwork, and he is in charge. And I believe that in the coming months after the election, we'll have owning our football league.
Okay, at least you are not partying with Sefe, so you can keep the anger, Joseph Peter. Seriously, I can see the anger on your face, but maybe you should take that same anger now and listen to this particular story that has to do with the supercomputer predicting that your team, Joseph Peter, now will not win the league for this season. I just want to take it from that angle, because right now the next story we are looking at, supercomputer predicts Ghana's title hope over and Manchester United's worst finish. Well, I didn't say this, Joseph Peter, so let your anger go to supercomputer. Okay, Joseph Peter, you can see that from the way it is, even though you started so well, but now you're standing third already, and it seems the leg of the elephant is shaking. What is happening? But before you talk, let's look at the forecast, supercomputer Premier League forecast concerning the Premier League for this season. According to the simulation, Man City under Pep Guardiola is predicted to claim their 5th consecutive Premier League title, edging out rivals by just a few points in what is expected to be a close race. Liverpool is tipped to challenge for the title, narrowly missing out by a few points despite Ancelot's impressive start. Arsenal, meanwhile, have seen their title ambition falter following a recent defeat to Bournemouth. The Gunners are 4 points behind Liverpool and trail Manchester City by 3 points. United is expected to earn 2 fewer points than last year, currently sits 6 points off the top 4, and the chase for the Champions League qualification is looking bleak. Chelsea, predicted to finish significantly higher, is expected to earn 7 points ahead of Tottenham Hotspur, who are their nearest competitor for a European sport. So, back to you, Joseph. Let me see the anger now. Okay, now that's back up. That's actually pretty that all your hope may not work out this season. How are you going to take this?
Supercomputer can predict whatever it wants to predict. I am a tech guy, so I know exactly what is happening. When you feed, a system with current data, of course, it will give you an accurate prediction of what is expected. And having, done that, you look back at Arsenal's performance when it comes to the last 5-7 matches that was played. There was a couple of wins, a draw, and also a loss. So I understand when the supercomputer uses that fact that it's being fed, to give an output that, yes, Arsenal will not be among the title contenders or will even see the title ambition falter right from the beginning of the season. We all understand that. But what I just have to say very, very short. Come February 2025, let supercomputer come and have a discussion with me about the position of Arsenal. Arsenal not being among the competitors for the Premier League. Then I will take supercomputer serious. But now, it's just, giving an output of input. That's what it is. It's just a machine. Right? And a football are played by human beings, and the result will be the outcome at the end. The league just started, and we are only 3 points behind or 4 points behind. So I'm not in any way doubting the fact that Arsenal will win the 2024-2025 Premier League. You can quote me on that from July or even May.
Okay, but need to remind you that the phone you are using is actually a machine too. So anyway, at least pulling your legs there is actually good for me. Let's go to the yellow man. Well, Ahmad Emmanuel, your own supercomputer, are you arguing just the way Joseph Peter is arguing?
Well, I honestly, you're cracking me up, Barney. I'm an Arsenal fan watching right now. Only God knows what they'll be telling you, me. Honestly, yeah, like he said, as an Arsenal fan that he is, I don't expect him to even agree with a supercomputer, right? Computer, like he says, an impute, and he's giving what has been imputed into it to us to now see. Yes, it is not left for the Gunners to prove this computer wrong, right? It is going to be very interesting if Arsenal maybe disappoint a lot of doubters who think maybe what has happened about two seasons ago will happen again. They came close. Undoubtedly, they gave their all, they did everything, but somehow I will say destiny hasn't really, been met. So let's see what happens come 2025. Like you said, I'm not an Arsenal fan. And trust me, I don't even follow any of the European clubs. I just watch normal, beautiful football. But then and again, I am optimistic. But even if anybody is thinking that Arsenal won't win the league, which for me, for now, I don't want to believe, it's not going to be an easy ride. Even Manchester City are having it hot right now. It's not that easy like it used to be. Yeah, even though they have the quality, you can't play that down. Even though they have the tactics, even though they have a man who probably know exactly how to, maneuver his way and get results. But trust me, it's going to be tougher because maybe, just maybe, Arsenal have the opportunity to have a review and maybe strengthen the squad with a little bit of players, which for me, for now, I do not know where they will be coming from. Maybe some are on loan. If they're doing well, they might come back. Maybe I'm just speculating. I don't have my stats very well. But trust me, I don't want to believe in this supercomputer for now because Arsenal, for me, they knew they came close twice, and this time around they need to do a little bit better and correct whatever happens in the previous seasons and see if they can clinch this much solid title. For me, I still want to stay with my guy, and I believe that supercomputer is just trying to play on our emotions. So that's it. Thank you.
Okay, while both of you are ganging up, it can't stand because to be candid, remember, just to remind you guys that last season the same supercomputer predicted that Manchester City were going to win the league, and they did. So who knows? Maybe the phone both of you are using. Anyway, just to put your level, sincerely, Man City, watch out for them. They really know how to get this thing done. And for Liverpool, let's see what will happen. For Arsenal, Gunners, fans across the globe, let them continue to hope. Who knows, maybe the supercomputer will change his mind and actually predict that Arsenal will win that league there. Good one. Joseph Peter, kindly put up some smile there. At least your team, they are trying. Mikel Arteta is really doing well with Arsenal. Well, we've been able to attend around the Premier League a bit, just to make some fun, at least some banter on the show. Not every time you are so formal. Just make sport is just like an entertainment. It is entertainment. So right now, we move quickly away from football. Let's talk about boxing. In 2002, between Linus Lewis, the British-Canadian boxer, and Mike Tyson, the one they call the baddest man on earth, they fought, but it was the turn of the British-Canadian to win that fight. But this time around, the story we're looking at is boxing. Linus Lewis could face Mike Tyson for a rematch if there is. The graphic you saw earlier, that's the picture of the fight that will be coming up between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. Jake Paul is a YouTuber and also a cruiserweight boxer who will be fighting against Iron Man Tyson by November 15 thereabout. That fight will be happening, and although the fight is going to be 8 rounds and it's going to last for 2 minutes per round because of the age and also the health status of Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is already 58 years and he'll be fighting against Jake Paul, who is 27 years. And this fight, if you see the light of the day and he's able to win, he could possibly be fighting against Linus Lewis, who defeated him in 2002 when they were both actively fighting as a professional boxer. But this time around, both are retired, aged. Lennox Lewis is 59, Mike Tyson 58, and at least this is a way of having an exhibition bout where they also raise some funds for themselves and also for charity. But big one coming up. Amadi Manuel, quickly, from the way it is, the big one is coming between Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson if he defeats Jake Paul. The age between the gap between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, 58 to 27, could actually give Jake Paul that advantage, but experience at times speaks a lot. So, who are you staying with?
Well, I'm not going to stay with anyone for now. It's boxing, and even if Mike Tyson is active, as I will put it, boxing is a very technical sport, but just one moment can decide the destiny of the match. Having said that much, it's good that we're having stuff like this, I mean, and I want to also maybe challenge the football world, maybe even some other world. I think they do it sometimes, It's good to have, matches like these across all sports. People who have actually made names, in terms of the sport coming together, challenging some younger generation, or probably even having a kind of contest with people of the same age, just to attract, audience and raise funds for charity and make the world a better place. I think it's a very good one. Having said that much, they fight proper. Yeah, the age bracket is a little bit higher. The experience may be there. The experience may want to count, but the strength and how to maybe execute that plan, will it be able to, be achieved? That is the question that I don't know if anyone will be able to answer until we'll see that game happen, that fight happen, really. Yeah, Mike Tyson, you can't take away that quality, you can't take away, complete down the record, the name he has made over the years. But right now, the body and the strength might not, help him to achieve something here. But then and again, he might have his game plan. Let's see how it goes. But it's going to be a very, very interesting one, trust me. And I think I am loving it. I don't want to even miss the fight.
Well, from the way it is, let me give an opportunity to Joseph Peter to throw me a punch now. As it says, Joseph Peter, this fight's coming up. We're quickly to look at this with you before we take the Champions League briefly.
Yeah, I was thinking about the fight and I was like, what is Mike doing? Like, what is Mike Tyson doing? Why come out of retirement after such a long time at the age of 58? That is way, way outrageous. Like, that is too risky. I mean, one punch from this 27-year-old and he could be down flat, lifeless, God forbid, But I don't think it's wise. I don't think he would win the fight, even though the duration has been handicapped, shortened. I do not really think he would win this fight. I like the purpose, the cause for the fight, give back to charity. Good thing, but bringing back Mike Tyson out of retirement to face a 27-year-old in a boxing ring, I'm not really okay. I'm not okay with that. But then it's entertainment. We'll watch it and hope for the best result. And even a better result if he happens to surprise everybody and now we'll be able to bring out Lennox Lewis out of retirement for the two of them to face each other. That is more or less, I think, fair for me. I mean, this fight should have been between Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson. So why are they bringing 27-year-old to come and punch and hold? But I don't understand that. But then he asked for it, then let's give it to him and hope for the best outcome.
Okay, well, let's see who wins that fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Quickly, let's just dash into Champions League. All I want from you guys is prediction. But quickly, let's look at the Uefa Champions League for this match day 3 fixtures. Having the matches that will be coming up. Sturm Graz against Sporting CP of Portugal. Real Madrid will be at home against Borussia Dortmund. PSV against PSG. What a peak matches they are coming up. Juventus Stuttgart. Slovan Bratislava against Girona. Aston Villa at home at the Villa Park against Bologna. Arsenal host Shakhtar Donetsk, while Monaco will be playing against Red Star Belgrade. Olayinka is there. Let's look at Club Brugge against AC Milan at San Siro. Those are the matches for match day 3. in the Uefa Champions League. Well, just two matches that we quickly focus on. Real Madrid, Borussia Dortmund, Arsenal, Shakhtar Donetsk. Well, Ahmad Emmanuel, all I want from you is just the scoreline. Arsenal, Shakhtar.
3-1 for Arsenal.
3-1?
Yeah, for Arsenal.
Okay. Real Madrid, Borussia Dortmund.
I think I'll go for Real. It's going to be a very tough one, but I'll leave it at 2-1 for Real Madrid.
Okay, so 2-1 for Real Madrid, Borussia Dortmund, 3-1 for Arsenal, Shakhtar, well, for Ahmad Emmanuel. Now, meanwhile, let's talk to Joseph Peter. Your own prediction about your own team. That's Arsenal, Shakhtar.
3-0 Arsenal and 2-1 to Real Madrid, even though Dortmund would come out for blood because of that.
I was going to score for Arsenal.
Martinelli, Bukayo Saka, I have a.
I just hope that you are predicting that it's not going to be opposite of what you are saying, that the Shakhtar will come and shock Arsenal and beat Arsenal there. You know, football can be very funny. Even Real Madrid versus Borussia Dortmund that we are saying 2-1 now could turn out to be in favor of Borussia Dortmund. Well, Santiago Bernabeu is the place to be. And also you look at Arsenal getting ready for that match. Big one tonight. We'll be giving you more updates by the time we come up in the evening on Sports Update Show, where we give you all the details about matches coming up across Europe. About 9 matches will be coming up today in the match day 3 of UEFA Champions League. Real Madrid, BVB as they call them. And you have Bologna, Aston Villa, Juventus, Stuttgart, German team, PSV Eindhoven from Netherlands against PSG of France. Matches are up for tonight, and we hope the Nigerians playing their trade in different clubs will also do well. Olayinka there, hoping that Red Star Belgrade will do it against Monaco. Though we have another Nigeria, in name alone, you know that it's a Nigeria. Matches coming up in the UEFA Champions League, and we have a great time with Ahmad Emmanuel from Oshobo, and also Joseph Peter joining us from Kaduna. First of all, well, Ahmad Emmanuel, we want to appreciate your time with us on the show.
The pleasure is always mine. Thank you so much in regards to the entire crew.
Okay, well, Joseph Peter, just hold it there. Keep the anger till tonight after the match. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, it's always nice being here. Thank you.
Okay, that's it. Having the two men join us from Oshobo and Kaduna on the show 360 Sport, where we're taking you around from Nigeria to Africa to the world, entirely talking about sporting moment across the globe. I'm Adeniyi Ajishafe. Sport is always business and fitness. Thanks for watching.